What does it mean to be a wise person? What are the qualities of wisdom, and how can we apply them in our daily lives? From the beginning of his pontificate, Pope Francis has given to the Church many words of wisdom. But that is not all we have received, for Pope Francis also gives us a living example of a wise person, someone whose words and deeds are inspired by the mercy of God and the wisdom that comes from God. To be a wise person is to know that God alone is God and that I am not God. Pope Francis reminds us that to be wise is to be a person of faith, who recognizes the reality and presence of God in our daily life. To live the life of faith each and every day is to grow in friendship with God, who is not an abstract proposition, but the loving creator and sustainer of all that exists. To be wise is to entrust my life to God in faith. For as Pope Francis wrote in his first encyclical letter, Lumen Fidei, the light of faith is unique, since it is capable of illuminating every aspect of human existence. A light this powerful cannot come from ourselves, but from a more primordial source. In a word, it must come from God. Faith is born of an encounter with the living God who calls us and reveals His love, a love which precedes us and upon which we can lean for security and for building our lives. A wise person, then, is someone who knows that the most important things in life are not things, but persons and relationships. This wisdom is transformative. With the help of God's grace and wisdom, we begin to define ourselves first by our relationship with God and our relationship with those God places in our lives. The light of wisdom allows us to open our lives to the power of love of God and love of neighbor, particularly those in material and spiritual need. And then it becomes truly possible for our daily lives to be transformed by the wisdom of love.